What is up? My name is George, the sports freak. I made the video a couple of days ago after the Portugal versus France game, and I was surprised at how much people watched it. I decided to make a follow-up video to the game against France, a little how they should line up specifically against France if they want to win. Obviously, it was very emotional after that game, very into it. So afterwards, you kind of get some time to think about the game and everything. Obviously, uh, I don't think Portugal is going to play to win. I think they're going to play to draw, to get a draw in the game because based on what I've seen so far, Portugal's still going to be one of the best third place teams. They are the only third place team, I believe, right now with the positive goal differential. And uh, even if they lose to France, which I still, overreacting, I said they're gonna get their ass beat by France, but in reality, France is not gonna play the way Germany did. They're not gonna play with five backs. They're gonna play with four. Their wing backs are they gonna get forward? Yeah, obviously, but they're not gonna get as forward as the other guys are because they only have two center backs and Conte back there, and Conte also gets pushed up too. So they they won't play the same way that Germany played, and France can be more pragmatic in their approach. It may not be sexy football at times for France, so I I don't think they'll play the way Germany did. And Portugal, obviously, they're going to take the defensive approach. I hate saying it, but I don't see them changing anything based on the results. They're like, okay, we can finish third place team. We're most likely going to face Belgium. Yada yada yada. We can worry about that later, but we got to the final by finishing third place last year. We can do it again. So I imagine they're going to do the exact same thing. I don't think anything's going to change tactically for Fernando Santos. I think he's still going to play Danilo and Carvalho for some reason. We none of us know. He likes this experience, the guys that he's used to. He doesn't like giving the new guys any sort of look out there on the field. Even though I think all of us know Paulinho is an engine on the field. He covered so much for Sporting Lisbon. He was the player, and I know a lot of people's minds. He was like the player of the year. He was like the MVP, sort of say, of the team. Without him, they wouldn't have won the title. And I've said before, he should be replacing Danilo and Carvalho. He is way better than both of those players on the field combined. His presence on the field, he will make things so much more easier to recover the ball, to help the outside backs, being all over the field. But Fernando Santos, he's not going to do that. But obviously, as I said for Portugal, they're probably going to play for the draw just to hold out and make it through. That's just what Fernando Santos does. He still thinks he's coaching the 2014 Greece side. He still thinks he's coaching the 2016 side. And so my thing, okay, if Portugal does want to win, if I was the manager specifically and I wanted to win, my my back four. I did say before I was going to put Font at center back, but I'm overreacting in some of my last video. I wouldn't put Font back there. I would take Pepe alongside Ruben Diaz. I would though, and part of me says to play Nelson Semedo. Part of me says to play Diego Dallo. I'm very conflicted about that. Obviously, in the left side, I'm going to say I would play Nuno Mendes if he's healthy over Rafael Guerrero, but with Diego Dallo and Nuno Mendes, I'm very conflicted. Or not Diego Dallo and Nelson Semedo. Apologies, not Nuno Mendes. Um, I'm very conflicted because I don't blame uh, Nelson Semedo for all if individually. If Jacques Cancelo was there, it would have been the exact same results. Cancelo is just way better going forward, but defensively he would have been at fault the same way. Maybe though we would have gotten more goals though, so it would have changed stuff. But I can't criticize him for the goals because he had to worry. I kept saying Pepe. He was worried about Pepe. Partly maybe he was worried about Pepe, but in reality he was more worried about those like Kai Havertz and Mueller, all these guys in the box. And he had to worry about them. So I was just leaving that right flank wide open, and it would have helped if Carvalho or even Bernardo Silva decided to track back. Rafa Silva tracked back on the fourth goal, but he just I don't, he just, I don't, didn't, he just didn't feel like defending at that moment. He was like, I'm going to track back, but I ain't going to cover. So at right back, me personally, I'd play Diego Dallo. I do think Diego Dallo is way better going forward than Nelson Semedo. You know, I'm still crossing between the two minds, but I'll just stick with Diego Dallo. I think he's got high potential. This is the guy from the under 17s, under 19s, under 20. They've in the European Championships and those youth, they've made it all the way to the finals. They've either won it or been in the final. So he's a talented guy, and he's been in like the team of the tournament for those all the time. Uh, he's at Manchester United on loan at Milan. Um, United, I don't know when they're going to wake up and realize how good Diego Dallo is, and he offers way more than Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but that's not the point of the video. But I play him at right back. Holding mid, you can tell, I would play Paulinho. I think Paulinho is the best holding defensive holding midfielder on this team. Make the tackle, can do what Casemiro does for Real Madrid, what Conte does for Chelsea and France, can do that, be the guy, make the tackle, gain possession of the ball, help the center backs out, help the outside backs, everything. He's the engine, he's got the stamina for it. I'll play him. Um, and then up front with the other two midfielders, I'm also conflicted about this because part of me, nobody's really been talking about it as much. Part of me wants to play Ruben Neves. I think Ruben Neves would be an upgrade, obviously, over Carvalho, but to keep that stability in midfield, not be too attack minded and trying to put Renato Sanchez out there immediately, I think I would go with Ruben Neves. I've already said before, great long ball, great tackling ability. His vision, his shot is insane. He only scores screamers. Just look up Wolverhampton Wanderers. Just look up, Google Ruben Neves top goals, and all his goals are just all screamers. And he's a complete midfielder. There's a reason why Man City wanted him a couple years ago, but they couldn't afford him. That was the sad part. They couldn't afford him with all the money that they have. But I'd play Ruben Neves alongside Paulinho, though I would give Ruben Neves more of a role to go forward, similar to kind of that Pogba does with France. Obviously, Pogba is a better midfielder, but I'd still give Ruben Neves the ability to go forward. And then the other attacking midfielder, people want to go with Renato Sanchez, but personally for me, I want to say Renato Sanchez, but at the same time, when I go back and watch Renato Sanchez with Lille, he was always playing as a right mid, right winger. And there's something about he doesn't have the tactical awareness at times to know where the ball is, where like the knowledge of the game, but he has the engine to go and do the stuff, create and do all that stuff. It's kind of like Sergio Oliveira and João Moutinho. They have the tactical awareness, all this stuff, the brains, the game smart, the understanding where to play the ball, the whole thing of the game, but they don't have the engine for it. While on the reverse side, Renato Sanchez has the engine and everything, the creativity, all the pace and everything, but doesn't have that stuff to do it mentally. Not the smartness to do it. Know when to make the pass. Know when to make the run. Where's the guy? Where's my outside back? Where's Ronaldo? Where's Jota? Where do I play the vision that he's still not there. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to explain. But I think he'd be better coming still off the bench. I know people are saying it's horrible. He's been the best player. I understand. This is a decision think's tough for me to say. But I'm just gonna go Paulinho, Ruben Neves, and Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, he's good when we have the ball at his feet, when we are in possession, when we control the game. One thing I do say, Ruben Neves or Bruno Fernandes, he needs to be more that aggressive-minded player that we know from Manchester United. Play the dangerous ball. I don't care if you have a 70% passing accuracy. I'd rather you have that than have like a 95% pass accuracy and you passing back to your defensive mids and the center backs and the right and left back. I'd rather you be playing the adventurous ball, which you are known for. Keep doing that because there's so many times he barely touched the ball against France and against Germany, and that was something that was wrong. I don't blame him for not getting the ball enough because that's on the way the team set out. They were sitting back. But at times, whenever he got the ball, instead of playing the risky pass that he's known for doing, he would play it back. He would just play it back to Danilo or Carvalho, which confused me. There was times a few times I was like, well, what are you doing? I'm expecting you to play the long ball or do something, like the run. Ronaldo's trying to make a run or Jota's trying to do something. Instead, he's going backwards, and I was very confused. Because that was literally what he was doing whenever he got the ball. In this game, he just needs to be free. Just think that exact same way. Attack. deliver the ball, take control of the midfield, be all over. His movement, his placement on the field is excellent. Be that same way that you are with United, with Portugal. Link up with Ronaldo, with Bernardo, whoever is on the field. Link up with them and be that presence on the field. Be there, and also your leadership. His leadership is there, and don't be afraid to make the tackle. He's yeah, just do what you do with United. Don't be afraid. You're gonna give the ball away. That's what he does that. But the one thing that's I feel I like him is he doesn't get phased. He still remains that same player. Even if he gives the ball away on a long ball, he still continues to do it. And that's what I love about him. Because most players are like, oh shoot, I can't do that. I gotta stop doing that. We're losing the ball. I gotta pass it to the center back. I gotta be more simplistic. But Bruno's like, no, I'm gonna keep going for it. I'm gonna keep going for it, and eventually it works out. So I'll play him. Obviously, the striker play Ronaldo. Left, I'm gonna play Diego Jota, and then outright, I'm going to be sticking with Bernardo Silva, but the only reason why is because this is a possession based side. I'm picking a team that's going to possess the ball and control the game, dictate how the game is played. So I'm not worried about Bernardo Silva not having any pace. One thing in the last game, I think they should have played Gonzalo Guedes instead of playing Bernardo. I felt like he would have been way better counter-wise because there really wasn't any pace on the team outside of Ronaldo and Diego Jota. So Guedes should have probably played that game. But for this, Bernardo Silva, basically essentially the same front three. Though definitely I would, if the side becomes more possessive, I would take off Jota and put on João Felix. I like him on the left for some reason. Whenever I've seen him play, he looks good on that. Or if you go to 4-4-2, stick him up there, Ronaldo, let him float behind. But right now that's my front three with Jota, Ronaldo, and Bernardo Silva. The still the same front three. And the midfield completely different, with the exception of Bruno, with Paulinho and Ruben Neves. They're engines. One thing, Ruben Neves has also got an engine. He's playing like every single game for Wolverhampton Wanderers, making tackle after tackle in the best, toughest league in the world. That's why I have so much confidence in him as well. And then obviously Pepe, Ruben Diaz, and then Nuno Mendes and Diego Dallo. And obviously Rui Patricio, that's getting him around the same. I don't criticize Rui Patricio enough. I don't think anybody does, but I'm not impressed with him. I think he's been horrible so far. I expect more from him in a lot of these goals. I feel like he could have done better. But I mean, our goalkeeper depth is not crazy. You could play Anthony Lopez or Rui Silva. I like Rui Silva because his playing the ball out of the back with the ball at his feet, he's really good with that. I do, personally, I would play Rui Silva just because of that aspect. I don't know about his ability to save the stuff, but me in this, I'm choosing a side that's attack-minded, possession-based, controlling the game. So I would pick Rui Silva. But obviously, it's going to be Patricio. I just say just go ahead and go Patricio. He's got the experience and everything. I'm not too crazy about it. I just tell him don't try and play any long balls unless you're clearing the ball out because you can't really play the long ball. Just make the simple pass to the center backs or the outside backs or hit it long or the holding mid. That's it. Don't try anything else. Don't try to be fancy and give the ball away. You're not Neuer. I mean, Neuer's there was passes in the game. I was like, wow, here's Neuer showing off his passing ability, and here's Patricio just kicking the ball out of bounds because he doesn't know how to pass. But yeah, that's my side. I would choose to play against France. Obviously you gotta account for Kylian Mbappe and Benzema and Griezmann, but I think that side can handle it if they keep possession, they control it, and there's a tactical fouling. Foul them as soon as they steal the ball away. As soon as they do it top of the on their side of the pitch, immediately foul them. Pep Guardiola is known for that. They foul immediately as soon as they lose possession. It's weird. If you watch them, they'll be like those tactical fouls, but they won't get a yellow because it's like so quick. You got to do it before that transition starts. Hopefully, if I was a coach, I'd tell them to do that immediately. But that's how I'd go against France. Obviously, the realistic thing that Fernando Santos is going to go for is he's going to go with the same back six, essentially. I'm going to call it a back six. Plus Rui Patricio with Rafael Guerreiro, Ruben Diaz, Pepe, Nelson Semedo, Carvalho, Danilo, and then up top, I have a feeling he's going to play as attacking mid. He's going to play Renato Sanchez because everyone's been begging for it. But I think this may backfire, essentially, at this point. Because I don't trust Renato Sanchez to be like as an attacking mid. If people watch what he's done with Lille, he plays on the right mid, right wing. That's where he's been playing. He'll start or come off the bench like that. So I'm a little worried about that. He'll think and he'll try to play the park the bus, and I don't know. I feel like it's gonna backfire, and then he may go with Andre Silva up top alongside Ronaldo, which I'm okay with that. But I still think he's gonna stick with the same front three: Diego Jota, Cristiano, and Bernardo, which I'm cool with. That's the same front three I picked. But I just want to win. I hate the side the way they play. I definitely think if Portugal go out, they need to sack him and they need to hire a attack minded coach because this is. I feel bad for all these youth coaches who have developed these young players to be possessive, attack minded players. Develop them like that, possession based, and they come to the national team and they're having to play like they're shit FC or something, FC shit. They don't have any good players. All their players are trash. That's not the case for Portugal. They're a talented team. They should be able to attack. But yeah, that's the video. You guys let me know what you think down below. If you agree with my choices or not. I just want Portugal to win. I want them to play good football. I do think this game's not going to be the way that everyone's been kind of making it out to be because, I mean, they played twice in the UEFA League of Nations or Nations League. So, and it was 0-0 and then 1-0, and it's going to be something similar to that. Defensive minded, both teams will take their chances going forward. The possession is probably going to be pretty close, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully Portugal gets the win. I don't want them to settle for a draw, but I have a feeling we're going to know by tomorrow. We're going to know by tomorrow what they need to advance, and it's probably going to be like, oh, we just need a drop, park the bus, yada yada. Here we go. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think down below. Make sure you give me a like, hit that subscribe button, comment, like and comment, specifically help the YouTube algorithm. Follow me on Instagram, links down below, and I'll see you on another video soon.